Hello everyone and welcome to this beautiful reading. We're going to go ahead and do a monthly check-in for the month of June. I went ahead and pulled the 3 piles out. Crazy enough, 2 of the piles are the same as May, but those are the cards that wanted to come out, so that's what we're going to go and roll with. I do not make the decisions here. Alright, so pile 1 we have Soulful. Pile 2 we have Fairy Tale. And pile 3, we have Faith. You are welcome to pick based on the card or the crystal. For the crystals, we have the clear quartz points. We have carnelian. And we have sodalite. Alright, now that you guys have chosen your pile, go ahead and click on your pile in the description, and we're going to go ahead and get started with the readings. Alright, if you guys chose pile 1, this is going to be your pile. We have Soulful, and we have the clear quartz point. I'm just going to go ahead and read the intention for this month of June. Let your magical light glow around you. Soft stardust will dance like fireflies in the wondrous twilight. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and see what is going on for this month of June. We have 4 weeks. So for week 1, we have the 1st through the 8th. I get a card for pile 1's 2nd week of June. Pile 1's 3rd week, which is the 16th through 22nd. And pile 1's 4th week of June. We get Oracle for pile 1's 1st week of June. So we're going to go ahead and get some clarifications on the 10 of Wands. Alright, so for the 1st week of June, which is June 1st through 8th, we have as our oracle, it says, it isn't about being right, it's about doing the right thing. So I think that there's going to be some kind of conflict being resolved in your life, whether that is something to do with something you've been disagreeing with at work with coworkers, family, friends, partnerships, some kind of close relationship in your life that you're going to have to, that you've been having like a little bit of butting heads kind of thing. I think that you're going to be learning to use your emotions to help guide you through this problem and to make the right decisions on how to interact, react, and go about the solution to fixing this. It does seem like, you know, it's finally time to put an end to this conflict. It feels like it's could possibly been one that has been going on for a long time, and it makes you feel like that's why it feels like so many burdens have been happening for you, and it seems like you're finally allowing yourself to release this heavy energy, to release this disagreement, and finding, you know, I would say a middle ground here. It seems like you are the one being you're learning to use your emotions to help guide you through this. It's not like all just logic. It feels like you're learning to really open up your heart and really seeing how you really feel about this. Is this situation, how is it affecting you? How is it hurting you? And think about how it's affecting and hurting the other person as well. I think you're really going to be very in tune and touched with your emotions and very much exploring that to help you go through this moment and resolve. And I feel like with that, it's going to be a very beautiful time of redemption. I think that you guys are going to be able to work it out together. It says inner space and universal knowledge. So I feel like you're really going to be able to look inside yourself to find the answers. What is the right solution to this? What is the proper way of going about this? That's very fair for both of us, very loving for both of us, because it's all about, at the end of the day, it's all about unconditional love and trying to work through it in that regards. It's about the other person in the situation. And, I feel like you're really going to learn to be able to release that. And that's going to help you open up and find your own inner peace and happiness just from doing that. You're going to feel more fulfilled. It's no longer, as I said, it will no longer be a burden following you around as it felt like it might have been, at least for the past month or so. Now, the third week of June, the 16th through the 22nd, it seems like that's when you will be going on. That's why it says happiness is freedom from fear. I feel like you'll be able to completely be released from that situation. So you'll be moving on to the next chapter of your life. Whatever that entails, you're going to be kind of exploring that. And whether that is with the person in your life or with not, it's going to be some kind of peace that's going to be made, and you're really going to be feeling that, and you're really going to be feeling connected into the spiritual realm. I feel like it's just going to be clear messages and signs to you what to do next. And I feel like you're going to be exploring what that middle ground really means to you. Like, now that you guys are getting along, what was that compromise? I feel like you'll be living throughout that. Whatever you had, felt like you had a compromise. Now, the fourth week of June, the 23rd through the 30th, it says your spirit guide can lead you, but can't do it for you. So it does seem like, through this time period, you will be leaning a lot on your spirit guide. And your spirit guides are telling you that, yes, you may lean on us, we will help guide you, but we cannot do it for you. You have to do this journey. And so I feel like this last week you're going to be doing a lot of soul searching on your own, and I feel like after you are able to mend this conflict that you're having with this other person, you're going to be kind of, I would say, shutting off on your own, and you're going to be figuring out like what is best for you. And as you've already started this new journey, it's kind of like it can be a little uncomfortable when you start new journeys, and because you're still trying to figure out like what works best for you now that all this change has happened. And it's not like, again, it's not like the change is bad or nor good, because you've been pouring your heart out. So if anything, it's more good than bad. Like, you're helping other people, and you're making sure they're good through the situation. But you're going to start looking out for yourself for that last week, and so it's going to cause you to kind of distance yourself from the situation and really be on your own to figure out what it is truly that you want and the steps you want to take forward, whether that's having that person still in your life or not, or like what exactly do you feel like is going to be most beneficial for you. If it's to like move to another state, step out of the situation, go to another job, like whatever that compromise was, you're trying to figure out, is this something that I truly can live with in my life, or is this something that I need to let go of and move on to something different where I don't have to have this compromise anymore? I'm able to let it go. It's kind of like you're kind of lost, and you're just kind of trying to really, you're diving deep into yourself and figuring out what you truly want for you. So that's what I feel like the end of the month is really going to turn into for you. And it could be because like the week before, you are really turning into the spirit guides for guidance and like wondering but they're saying delve deep into yourself. What is it that you feel, and what do you kind of going off of your own intuition, what is it do you feel like is the next right step for you? What feels right to you? Alright, so we're going to get some additional messages for you, Pile 1. We have step back. You're being asked to step back from your life in order to gain perspective. So it's exactly what you will be doing towards the end of the month, especially as you are releasing yourself from the situation. When you're too close to a situation, it can be hard to make a decision, span out, and view your life from a distance so you can get perspective that you need. It's really encouraging you guys to be doing that. It's really about kind of just, again, looking inside of yourself and figuring out what is best for you, having that decision on your own without having outside sources influencing that. We have open up. You're being asked to open your heart to another and let down your walls and trust that they want what's best for you. Your life will open up in wonderful ways once you decide to open up. So it could be in the situation that it is making you so uncomfortable that you're untrusting of this person now, and you're putting up these walls and you're really not letting them know how you feel. So I think that might be part of this hurdle, this burden that you're carrying, is this ongoing situation that's been going on that you could have been holding inside of you and not allowing the other person to know what they're doing to hurt you. And so by doing that, it's only hurting yourself more, and it's causing more burden, more pain, until you're able to communicate to the other person of like what's going on, like how you feel about it. And then from there, you guys can figure out what to do, like the next steps, like how to solve this and how to make things better. But if you're keeping it to yourself, then the situation will only continue on, and you will be alone in the situation. It's hard for a situation to get better or have much change when the other person doesn't even know what's happening. All right, and the last card is keep going. It tricked me because that steps. It may feel as though you've been on this path and journey for so long, and you may even wonder if you're making any progress towards your dreams. This message is a loving reminder for you to keep going. You're almost there. So yeah, it's really encouraging you to keep taking steps forward, that like, even though this feels like you've been on this journey for so long trying to work through this and everything that you've been trying to do, it can feel, again, very burdensome, not only dealing with this conflict with this other person, but also just what you're trying to build for your life, whether that person could have been like doubting you and making you feel like you're never going to make it, you're never going to get there. And it has there's a lot of steps going on here. And so I really think you are being asked to really focus on what's best for you and what you need to do to move forward, because it is time for you to continue to progress and move forward. It's no longer the time for you to be dwelling on this and putting yourself down and hoping that the universe is going to take care of you all the way, and hoping that it gets better from there. It's saying that like it's time for you to take your own action and trust your own intuition. Really take that time away for yourself to really contemplate and really think about what is best for you and take those steps. And it is encouraging you to do that. That is where the change will come from. It's from opening up to other people and allowing them to understand how you feel and what you're thinking. And it's about also being able to keep pushing forward and doing what's best for you. All right, we're going to go ahead and end this reading with a yes or no question. So go ahead and think of your question, and I'll go ahead and get you an answer from the answer deck. Can I please have an answer for pile 1's question? Right, so be open, open up, be open. So we do have not yet, but we also have a yes. So I think whatever your question is, it's going to be a yes, but not yet. So maybe there's some kind of divine timing at play, something that you need to learn and prepare for to be ready, but knowing and trusting that it's going to come, but know that even if it doesn't come immediately, eventually will, and just keep working towards it, okay? All right, that's all the messages that I have for you, pile 1. I hope you have a great rest of your week. And I want to say stay sentient, stay kind. Thanks. Bye. All right, if you chose pile 2, which is Fairy Tale and Carmelian, then this is going to be your reading for the month of June. So the intention for fairy tale is look for glitter, sparkle, and shimmering moon dust. Create your own magical once upon a time story. So this is about creating and manifesting the life that you want, whatever it is that you desire. It's about trusting that you are the one in charge. You're the one who can create this for your life. You are the creator of your own life. You are building it. It doesn't have to all be just up to fate and universe. It's all free will here, and so we are creating it now. Of course, the universe wants and knows what's best for us and knows what lessons that we have come here to learn, so it's going to push us in that direction. But coming in and realizing that like the things that you want to accomplish and do is for a reason. You were put here for a reason. You already chose to be in this soul, this body for a reason, and whatever that reason is, you already chose ahead of time. So of course, it's kind of trusting that like ahead of time what you wanted, so you're going to be able to be allowed to have that opportunity, that chance to create that life that you truly do want. So we're going to go ahead and get your first card for the first week of June, second week of June. All right, we're going to go ahead and get the third week. And fourth week. I'm laughing. The third week is June says ask your spirit guide, and then it's going to have the 7 of Cups about making choices. Boom. Alright. Get in. Sorry, she is on a rampage tonight. She's just really wanting to play right now. Alright, so for the first week of June, which is June 1st through 8th, okay, we have the 5 of Swords, and we have be the best version of yourself and start today. So I think that it seems like you've been very difficult and hard on yourself recently, at least possibly for the month of May, and it's asking you, it seems like you're continuing that on in June, and it seems like you're just like, it kind of may not be like to the surface, like you're being hard on yourself, or you're like not truly giving yourself the grace that you need and loving yourself. It seems like, it may not be like in your face, you know what I mean? It might be more of a subconscious thing, but it does feel like it's something that you're skating around, and I feel like you've just been very, very harsh on yourself. And so it's kind of asking you to start giving yourself that grace and love and start on that journey of what you need to do. It's kind of also like, it's like deep down inside what responsibilities need to be done, what steps are the correct steps for you, and you just seems like you've been kind of avoiding it, sneaking around it, pushing it off, procrastinating around it. Now, I don't know if that is because of fears or self-doubts, but I feel like, you have been very hard on yourself. I think it's okay to, start diving into these things that you need to get done, and but be kind-hearted about it at the same time. Be patient. You can go slow as you want, as long as you are taking steps forward, then it doesn't matter how fast or slow you're doing it. It's fine. It's fine to do it like that. And I think that kind of is going to be your main overall arching lesson of this month coming up, is that like you don't have to feel like you have to do things quick and things right and accomplish so much, and it's about like just one step at a time, and it's gonna be okay. Give yourself grace for it. Give yourself grace to mess up. Give yourself grace that you don't know and understand it, and you're gonna fumble and stumble through the first part, but at least you're moving forward. And I think the stagnant energy that is just no good, we need to get rid of this. And it just, like I said, it just feels like you're skirting around the problem and what needs to be done. Now, the second week, we have the King of Wands, and we have courage arrives when you step over fear. Again, I feel like what this is, what this project is that you're passionate about, but it just seems like or this responsibility that you know you have to take care of. But it seems like you're just holding yourself back, and it's because of fear of failure, or fear that it's just, not going to be all that it's cracked up to be. There's some kind of fear around this, and I feel like, whatever this limiting thought cycle is that's going around, that's what you're holding yourself back up. But little do you know, deep down inside, you are the King of Wands. You're the master of it. Like, you know what you're doing, and you're going to be successful if you jump in and do it, because you have the knowledge base, you have the power. It's you who are holding yourself back with these limited beliefs that it's not going to happen, it's not going to work out, but you have it behind you. You're just being too hard on yourself. So I think this is a lot about you being very, very harsh on yourself, and it has nothing to do with like what your actual knowledge base and capabilities are, because to me, with these cards here, I mean, seriously, it looks like you are very, very capable of doing what you need to do. Again, third week, 16th through 22nd of June, we have Ask Your Spirit Guide, because it does seem like you're just second guessing on like, you're like, do I really want to do this? No, I don't know. I might want to do this, and that's just you kind of psyching yourself out because of fear of like how big this self-limiting belief is around, like the subject that it's around. It's like so strong that you're just like, oh, this would be, you'd be devastated if it didn't work out. It feels like it's like something that important to you, and so for that reason, it's like, oh, maybe I want to do something else. You don't even want to imagine what that would be like. But again, it's preventing you from moving forward. It's getting you all straight in the wrong direction. So this is kind of like urging you to like, continue, just get out of the stagnant motion and just make some kind of steps forward, and kind of releasing those fears, kind of knowing that like, yeah, the future is unknown, you can mess up, but that doesn't mean you lose everything. We all get more chances, and we're all going to learn along the way. And if you need that extra guidance, that's why it says ask your spirit guide. Don't feel like you have to be alone and lost within this. It's okay to come and ask for help. And I think this beautiful, beautiful energy for the fourth week here, as it says, Knight of Pentacles, and your path may be bumpy, but this will alter soon. So I feel like the last week of June, somewhere around then, you're going to start your path, and even though it's going to be moving slowly, you're going to be moving, and you're going to get closer to the answers that you need to continue to move forward, to make this a successful journey. And I think this is a beautiful energy, because you can see here how dark all these cards are, how dark and clouded, but here the sun is coming, the sun is rising, and it's like you're finally realizing that, yes, I can do this. And what's kind of cool is this little figure right here, whether you can see it well or not, it looks similar to this. It has the wings, and so it's kind of almost like a full circle moment that you're being your best version of yourself, because you're finally starting the path, even if it is bumpy, and even if you don't feel like you're successful at first, it says that your path, that this will alter soon. The tides will turn in your favor, because you are meant to go on this journey. You are here to build the life that you want, right? And so really, this month of June is all about learning to release these self-doubts and this subconscious thing that's holding you back and making you procrastinate and beginning the journey. And again, there's some kind of choice that needs to be made, some kind of decision that's going to help you move past this block. So we're going to go ahead and get some more cards for you. So we have choice. Back here to the choices, you're being asked to make a choice that you've been struggling with. It's time to decide which path you're going to take. Listen to your intuition, eliminate everyone else's input, and feel your way into the choice that is right for you. The time is now. It could be like you're very confused about like which journey to go on and what's best for you. But again, you can ask your spirit guide if you're having too many confusing doubts. And again, it may be bumpy, but you're going to alter. It's going to alter. It's going to align. You're going to find the right path. As soon as you start taking steps, the path will become clear. The more steps that you take, the more light that's going to come out, and the more clear it's going to be direction you need to go in. We have jump in. You're being asked to take a chance and give whatever you're questioning a try. The stars will never all align in just the right way. Sometimes you have to take that leap anyway. That this is the time. Everything says that the time is now. This is the time, okay? So June is your month to begin here. All right? And then we have let it go. You're being asked to let it go of whatever pain and resentment you've been holding on to. It's hurting and you can't fully be present in your life. If you're holding on to the negativity, release it and be free. And I think this is referring to these limiting beliefs that you have, this self-doubt, and you being too harsh on yourself about everything. It's kind of learning to release that part of yourself so that you may be able to move forward without any judgment or pressures. All right, because this last card is create, so it's about what you are creating for your life. It's about what you are making. It's not about any ranking or any power manipulation to, show that your importance. It's not about any of that. It's about the actual creation. Like, what is it that you're actually making? The actual outcome, the actual product, that is what the focus should be. That's what the main thing should be, not how it's going to make you look or where it's going to put you on this chart compared to other people or anything like that. And that's when, we care more about that. That's when we are hard on ourselves, when we're doing this comparing and putting our worth into this. And it's release that. It's about what you're actually making, what you're actually doing, what is the actual path. And that is what's more important. And so it's kind of just coming back and realizing that, all right? So create, it says you're being asked to connect with your creative side in whatever way feels best. This part needs extra attention right now. Right now, everything is now, right? It needs to be expressed in a bigger way. So it does seem like, again, you're going to be holding yourself back a little bit. It's going to be a little fight and battle, but you will be moving towards it. Even if it is slow, by the end of the month, you will be moving towards it. All right, so go ahead and ask your yes or no question. I'm going to go ahead and pull and answer a card for you. I'm going to answer for pile 2. Give your inner critic a vacation day. Come on. All right, and we got no. So whatever your question is, the answer is no. And the bottom of the deck is another no. 2 no's. So it's a definite no here. But even though it is a no, even though it's not always, the answer's not always going to be yes, it says to be kind to yourself. Give your inner critic a vacation, even if it doesn't work out the way that we hoped it would. It's nothing to do with us. It's not always our fault. It's not what we do wrong. It's not because we're not good enough. It's because of outside forces, outside circumstances, things playing on its own. There's so many things interacting with everything else in this world that it's you can't really control anything because there's just so many moving pieces going on all the time. And it's also not just what's happening presently. It's whatever happened in the past is also affecting what's happened presently. So it's all this jumbo mumbo that's been built up for millions and billions of years. Yeah, we can't put it on us. It's not us. It's just that's part, how life is just so unpredictable and goes all over the place. So sometimes things are just luck and chance, and a lot of it's just the right timing and when things are supposed to happen. So don't be hard on yourself and put it on you and saying it's all about me, it's what I'm doing. Don't focus on that. Focus on, again, that hey, this might not be the divine timing, this is not the right timing for this, but I'm going to keep focusing on my path and what I want to try and do and create, because that's what's important, is what can I create that's going to make a difference? What can I do to move forward in this, so I'm no longer stuck in the same point? I want to keep evolving, I want to keep growing, and that's how we do it. So that is all the messages that I have for you, pile 2. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Stay sentient, stay kind, and yeah, thanks. Bye. Hello, pile 3. If you guys chose Faith and Sodalite, then this is going to be your pile about your month of June. Alright, so the intention for Faith says, embrace your love and memories of a loved one or a beloved pet. Know their spirits are with you daily and here on the earthly realm. So be comforted that whoever you have lost in the path is going to be with you along this journey and as you're going through this month, and just through life in general, that you are not having to be alone. You're being watched over. You're being very much loved and comforted, and don't feel like you're not being protected, okay? You have loved ones around you. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get some a tarot card for the first week of June for you. Second week of June for pile 3. third week of June for pile 3. Fourth week of June for pile 3. First week of June for pile 3. Alright, so we're gonna get some clarification on this 9 of Wands. Alright, so the first week of June, we have, it is always okay to ask for guidance when the way is unclear. So it could feel like you have been feeling quite lonely recently or alone. You could be dealing with some type of mental illness, whether it is anxiety or depression. So that's why maybe your spirit guides are kind of coming through to you and letting you know that you are not alone and you're not going through this hard situation alone, that you do have loved ones around you. So it does feel like, you could be feeling quite shut off from your feelings and kind of just dealing with a lot of bouts of loneliness, whether that means like maybe you feel like your life has starting to become a little mundane, whether that's with your work and your or everyday life structure. It feels like you may not be sure of your path right now, like you may be feeling a little lost, and that could be adding on to this dark, depressing feeling that could be coming over you. But it does say that when you are lost, it's okay to ask for guidance. Now, how you do that, again, I would always say meditation is always key. That is one of, my personal favorite ways to ask for guidance, is just kind of just sitting in the stillness and darkness and letting your mind become relaxed and asking, like, what is the step you need to go, and like, why am I here, and all this. And usually when you do ask that, you will usually get an answer, whether that's just a thought that comes into your head, a feeling. You'll get something, some kind of sign usually. Now, at least that works for me. I don't know for everyone how they can get in tune, but you can also be doing things like reading spiritual books and kind of like getting that new perspective on what it is like to stay present and to move forward. And naturally, I think you will, as you learn to stay more present, I think that's going to help you with finding what it is that you enjoy doing. And I think naturally that's going to help you decide what is the next step for you, what direction you would like to go in. And you'll be able to just figure out and be naturally drawn to what is meant for you once you kind of stop having to look too far into the horizon and learning to stay a little bit more present and grounded in this moment until you do find your way again. And it kind of reminds me of the song by Cyrus. I really do appreciate some of her music. It gets pretty deep. If you guys ever heard Everything Is Going to End, oh, that's a rough song, right? Or like The Hardest Part, there's some emotional songs there. But she did have a song that is all about called Stand Still, and these are all from, they may not all be from her new album, but 2 of them were, for sure. Stand Still is from her new album, and, it's all about, like, if you don't know where you're going, just stand still, and soon enough you will. And so I think that's really, really great advice, that, like, if you do feel lost in your past, sometimes it's okay to just, like, take a break for a moment and just sit in it until the next thing comes to you, and it will naturally help you to guide your way and know what's next. And it's okay even if you ask for spirit guides, and for even if those like past loved family members, or like whatever you believe that whoever you want to connect to help guide you here. I think the best thing to do is, if you ask, for the signs and for some type of guidance within that, I think it will naturally come to you if you are willing to stay still and patient for a moment and present. Then it will naturally come. Now, the second week, it says you are your purpose. So if you feel like you are lost and trying to find your path and your way, then it is letting you know that you are your own purpose. Like, you will figured that out now. I feel like this is part of why you do feel worn down. You feel like, it could feel like this journey has been so long so far, and you feel like you've already done a lot, but you just don't know where to go next. It's kind of like whatever you've been doing before doesn't feel fulfilling anymore. And so that can be, honestly, just wearing you out mentally and physically. You just need rest. And I think that is going to be, it feels like that just feels kind of stuck. Now, and the cards are encouraging that, like, the tides are changing, right? So even if you feel stuck, and it is saying that the path that you will soon be on will become clear and made to you. Now, it may not be in the month of June quite yet, but it will be coming towards you. Just kind of take off the pressure that you have to be constantly, like, achieving this said path. And I think it's all about saying that you are your purpose. I think is really honing into the fact that our purpose here is to become a better consciousness, right? It's to improve our consciousness and to become a better person. And how do we do that? It's to love, unconditionally love, and to serve and help others. So if you're finding ways to do that in your life, even if it's not your main path, if you're having to sidetrack, and as you're going through this moment of stillness and trying to figure out what in life is helping you to find joy and feels like you're doing what your soul has come here to do, then yes, you'll naturally feel it. But until then, it's kind of like about, like, just reminding yourself why you're here, and that is to learn to be a more loving consciousness, and to improve the quality of your consciousness, and to learn to make the best choices and to help other people. So that's why you are your purpose. You're here for your self-improvement. You're here for your learning. And so that's kind of finding comfort in that in the meantime, until you find what best way you can serve other people. Third week of June, which is the 16th through the 22nd, it says ask your spirit guide. So again, it's just about really, I think you're going to continue to be sitting in it, and and as you're figuring out, but I think we have the Temperance card here, and it really is about finding that middle way. And it's saying that you might be struggling again to find that trust in yourself, to find that path, and between that and learning to grow your consciousness, because it may feel like, well, how can I feel like I'm serving and helping others if I'm not in my path? And it's gonna be a little bit of a struggle mentally, I feel like, for you. And so I think that you really are needing to search for that peace, and this card is really encouraging you to keep that in mind in the month of June, and to remember that your purpose, you can serve others even if you're not on your direct main path currently. You can serve in other ways, whether that is volunteering, or it doesn't even have to be volunteering. It could be so much as, like, you're going out with friends, and their favorite food is, like, let's say, like, a mini donut, and you get this box of mini donuts, and there's only, like, one mini donut left, and let's say that you arrived late, and even though, like, you didn't get a mini donut yet, like, you see your friend there, and she's already had two, but she's like, oh my gosh, like, she, like, really wants that last mini donut because that's her favorite food, and you're like, here, no, you can have it, because you love her, and you want her to enjoy that, because she would enjoy it more than you. Like, it could be little things like that, like, any way, like, that it counts as, like, serving other people and having that unconditional love and being selfless and having that humility. You don't have to be on your path to be, like, in your power and, like, feeling like, you're being able, and let me just say this, like, being in your path is the best way to continue forward, to grow, but sometimes we are in this weird transitional phase. Like, that's a part of life. Like, it's not always go, 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 go. There are going to be times in our lives where we're in this weird transition before we move on to our next path. But it's about, like, just sitting in that transition and trusting that the next thing will come to us and that we'll be able to figure it out. But in the meantime, being able to continue to grow our conscious our consciousness, whether like that's through spiritual book reading and serving others and just learning to continue to learn how to love others and people through this rough time when we may not want to be very loving because we're like uncomfortable and we're not happy. Well, it's just like learning to be loving through that is going to make you even stronger. So I think it's like finding that middle ground of what is important to you and what you should focus on and how you're going to get through this weird pause in life. Now, the last card for the last week is the 23rd through the 30th is a spiritual hug. So it's like the spiritual world hears you, they love you, and they want to help you get through this. And I think a lot of this could be happening. This weird transition is happening not only because, it's a part of life and it happens to all of us, but this is the time for you to hone in on this skill of not feeling like you have to be on the right path or purpose to mean something. To mean something is to be able to grow your consciousness. And so, this is more of a time knowing that you have the spiritual realm around you. This is a time to celebrate that you're even here on this earth getting to enjoy this crazy journey and getting the chance to find a life path and find your bliss. And I think, just knowing that your loved ones are with you and celebrating with you, they're celebrating your life and all that you can accomplish and all that you have already. And so, it's time to like stop weighing yourself down about it and kind of just celebrating the sheer fact that we're getting this opportunity, we're experiencing it and enjoying every step along the way as we figure it out, because each day we're never going to get our day back. And so, we can't be wasting our each day with worries and wonder. And it's about enjoying and how each day we're going to continue to grow and what we can take from each day and make the most of it and enjoy it until we get back on that path. Right, so we're going to get some additional messages for your Pile 3. So we have, it's time you're being asked to move forward toward the dream that you've been carrying in your heart. It's time to bring it out into the world. You're ready. It's time. Is there anything that you may have been putting off or maybe like, oh, that's too big to happen. That's not going to happen for me. That's not meant for me. I can't do it. Just taking that chance and allowing things to pan out and play out and seeing how it goes. Because, if you're already shooting it down before you even try, then it isn't going to happen. So we have compassion. You're being asked to be kinder to yourself. Give yourself a break instead of being a taskmaster, a bully, and a horrible friend. Be a loving comforter who always has your back. So yeah, you are your purpose. Have your own back. Have compassion for yourself through this. Don't be too hard on yourself, even if you don't feel like you're moving forward on your path currently. Because remember, the tides will change. You have spiritual loved ones with you and around you, and yeah, you're more than just your path. You're your consciousness. You're part of the collective oneness. And so it's all about, being an active part of that and showing and creating more love in the world. And we also have protect. You're being asked to protect yourself and your energy. It's okay to want to give to others, which you do effortlessly. It's important though that you set healthy boundaries with your energy before doing so. Now is the time to get some protection in place. So I really think this is also alluding to like this compassion thing. I feel like if you're in this weird standstill transition phase that you are being hard on yourself. And I think honestly, it almost makes me feel like it's like protect you from yourself at this point. And that's kind of what I'm getting from this card. Like, I feel like you're just being so hard on yourself about it that, you're literally just hurting yourself more, and it's going to make this whole process harder. But you're going to get through it either way, and it's kind of like choosing your way. Do you want to get through it, enjoying each step of the process, and just until you get there, just being patient and working with it? Or do you want to be fighting against it and trying to change it constantly, even though it's not time to change it? So you're going to keep fighting against it, and it's not going to change until it's ready, but you're just going to suffer and struggle and just beat yourself up about it until it happens, and then finally you can have that release. It's kind of like you choose the way you want to experience that. But I think compassion is the way that you need to be going about it. And so that's just protecting yourself, protecting your soul, protecting your energy, and just realizing like you are more than that. You are a spiritual being as well. Alright, so go ahead and think of a yes or no question, and I'm going to go ahead and pull a card from the answer deck and try and get an answer for you guys. So can I get an answer for pile 3's question? Maybe? Explore your deeper motivations. Live your life with both feet in. Commit fully to good being here. I also have this card that I totally missed. It says, listen. You're being asked to listen to your inner voice. It's guiding you to do something or say something, and it's time for you to act on that wisdom. So I think that even though this is maybe, you need to fully commit, explore your deeper motivations behind it, I also think it's all about also being able to tune into not only, your guidance coming to the spiritual realms and higher spirits, but it is also like that's part of that intuition. They speak to you through your intuition. And so being able to hone into that and to listen to yourself and what feels right and what doesn't feel right, what brings you joy and what doesn't. And it's really about just kind of trusting in that, and that's going to help again guide you in the correct path and to help you make the correct decisions to get a step closer to where you're needing to go. And I think naturally your intuition, you will know when you're on the right path. Like you're going to be able to feel it in your soul. You're going to feel how much joy it brings. You're going to feel how right it feels. So that is all the information that I have for you, pile 3. Thank you so much for coming to this reading. I hope you have a great week. Stay sentient, stay kind, and bye.